Discord. Hi. Did it invite you, Desi? Right. It's not showing up. Again? I don't know, maybe if you leave and then come back again, like you did it last time. I don't know. Happy Thursday night. Live on TikTok. Thank you. Welcome, Desi from Definitely Novel. Let me try it again. Okay, I sent an invite again. Let's see if she can do it now. But just hello. It's still not working. She is going to shut down her iPad and then start it again and then try to join again. Okay. Anyways, before she joins, oh, I didn't post that today. My bad. Tonight we're doing our normal Wednesday night discussion, but instead it's Thursday night. The co-host last night was sick and still not fully better, but she is going to try to join for a little bit of time tonight so that we can finish this book. I don't like that. Hi, Marie. So we can finish the discussion of the deaf rep in this book, next of kin. And then next week we will start fresh with the next book, which is The Witch Who Trades with Death. And I can't say the last name, Alongi, maybe? Hello, Eden.
Yay! Okay, now it worked. Perfect. Yay! I have water on my... Just take that off. I mean, it's not like bright, you can see it, but it was bothering me. Okay, sorry. It seems like every time that I'm using the iPad, it just, TikTok once gets frozen. I have to reboot it. And then it works fine. So it's very weird. Hello. So tonight, oh yes, just let us know. I was gonna let you guys know I am still a little bit sick. I have a cold. And so I couldn't breathe through my nose. So if you see me breathing weird, that's why. Oh, I was just gonna start I said, thank you for joining us tonight. It's the Definitely Readers Book Club discussion, but instead of Wednesday night, it's on Thursday this week because we are finishing this book, and then next week we will start this book. But I'm KT James, Carrie for short. Yeah, thank you, Desiree. And I'm hard of hearing. I have hearing aids. I am using SimComm, which is simultaneous communication, is signing and talking, so it's not full ASL. And I'll be voice interpreting for Desi. So hello, I'm Desiree. This is my sign name. I'm deaf and I am signing, and I'll be voice off. And I will be voice interpreting for her. And we're both co-hosts for the Definitely Readers Book Club. So welcome. So the author is Hannah Bonam-Young. Hi. So we're discussing the last chapters 23 through the end tonight. Yes. Oh, perfect. Welcome. So before we start the discussion, if you did join last night, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. But also, I did finish winding my thread for my cross stitch project. No, what I told everyone is since we were ending early, I was gonna use the time to wind so that I could start my project. I didn't do it on live, but I finished it, so I'm prepared now, and I did the first 3 stitches. So, yeah. So what project? Is it Valentine's or no? So it is actually, I started a cross stitch project. So side note, for my book, 3 years ago, and I never finished it. I didn't really do a lot, and then I changed the book a lot with the book, so I wanted to start a new project. So that, let's see. Yes, that's the one with the girl. Yeah. But this will be. Oh, I was thinking, no, yes, you're right. It was the one with the girl, and I changed it completely. So that's the new one. But I am finishing this one. My son requested the I Really Love You with flowers, so I'm finishing this tonight for him. He wanted it for his teacher for Valentine's Day. Anyway, so I'm kind of to catch up on the comments. Thank you, Eden. Yes. So one of the comments said that they just started next book. Oh, awesome. So we do already have the section set up and ready. So the first like section is 97 pages. It's around 15 chapters. So that's for next week. Oh, Hope, yes, we should do like maybe, I mean, Desi could do macrame and we could do a live like doing that. It's a lot harder. Yeah, it'll be fun. Maybe we can do that one time. Yeah. So Heather, you already finished this one, right? So Jenna, so yes, the first like discussion topic for the next book will only cover chapters 1 to 15. And you can read ahead if you want, but we've separated out for the 4 weeks in February. So that's why. Oh, nice. Yeah, we could always do that too on Discord if we want. I think we can, it's set up. You can do like a lounge channel. It's really hard to see people there. But anyway, I would be happy to cross stitch and discuss at the same time or just sit and cross stitch. But yeah, so I did use my time last night wisely. And I also opened books I had. Yeah, I always have good ideas, yeah. I'm gonna speed read to catch up with my copy, yeah. Because right now I am reading Tress of the Emerald Sea. I'm about halfway through it. There's a lot of kids interruptions for that, and I've liked it so far. I finally met the deaf side character. It's very interesting. That was a really Hope, you had let us know about that one, and I borrowed it on KU. It's funny. I borrowed it on KU, and then I got busy and distracted, and so I started it, and then I stopped, and Desi was talking about it the other day, and I was like, I think I have that. And so I couldn't sleep one night, and I just stayed up and I read it. But the deaf, like the side character, I mean, he was really cool. It is very interesting, and I like that they had his own like system. Yes, Brandon Sanderson. Wow, it is finger spelling his name. So I met where she met him for the first time, and it's very interesting. It doesn't really say anything about signing, but he has a like magic device that it writes the thoughts, and it's very interesting. I think I finally caught up on the comments, but if I missed a comment, you can just let us know. Sorry. Okay, so next of kin, yes, that. Before comment, Sarah, yeah. So it's like it's a magic like tablet where it really it's more of his thoughts. At the same time, they still speak, and then it pops up like captions for him. Okay, so Jenna, your comment. Yes, if you ignore the the sign. Inconsistencies. Inconsistency. That's a hard word to sign. Not continue, maybe? The variations? Yeah. But if you ignore the part where it's kind of concerning on the deaf representation. There's some and that was a struggle, I think, for a lot of people that read it in the last few chapters, is because it seems more like the dad is ignored. And then you don't see really much of anything with Luke. Problematic, yeah. Yes, so it's a cute story. I like the idea behind the story. Just maybe work actually with the deaf community. I mean, honestly, we did have some missing. Not really. It really didn't really make sense within the book. Some things that could be deleted or replaced. More of Luke, maybe more of Luke character, more of an expansion of signing and that kind of stuff. No, it did not. But like when I read it the first time, I was like, oh, okay, well this is nice. This is a cute little story. It's a fun, like, funny, like rom-com, like, okay, like I like it. It's a light read. And then I'm like, oh. I turn on my analyzation brain. Yeah. Yeah. And then also, okay, so I know we're kind of like skipping some parts and we can go back, but I want to just say this. It feels like after the two main characters, the hearing characters, they started dating and like they were together, all the kid things like Luke and Willow really disappear. It's more about their romance than what they did before, like trying to keep their families together. Which I know, it's a romance book. I understand. I'm not saying that. It just felt like the characters disappeared. Next of kin. Kin means family. Yeah. It should be more about that instead of just the two characters. And you have that at the beginning. That's my 2 cents. Yes. So Hope said the struggles. Yes. So right. The struggles of dealing with new baby and angsty like teen is just because you have a new relationship. Yeah. Okay. So do you want to catch people up to where we are or just keep going? Maybe a quick catch up. Not really lengthy. So this story is about two people who meet, and they met because CPS set up a program called Team Up. So they have a brother who's deaf, and she has a baby girl. and she wants to adopt her because her mom is not a good mother. She's alcohol abusive, she's alcoholic and has a history of that. So both have to learn, they have to be roommates. And the boy, Warren, is just like angry, and she's like trying to help. And at first there's a lot of conflicts between them. And then later they learn, okay, so like, let's be helpful for each other. And it's cute. It's a cute little, like, how they develop their friendship. Well, not friendship, because Warren says, I do not want to be your friend. Okay. Don't want to be your friend. Okay. Thank you. And if I miss something, you can just interrupt me. So the four of them are all living together in an apartment, and Warren works, and she keeps Willow, and she works from home marketing. The deaf brother goes to school. He goes to school, and it's just a daily life. Yeah, it's just their daily routines in life. And then one day, after learning how to be the mom with the baby sister, she decided to go out, and she's strolling, and she sees the brother out of school. And she's like, what's up? Oh. And it caused a conflict with Warren, and he got upset. And he said she didn't tell him that Luke, the brother, was not in school and smoking. And it's just an up and down relationship. Yeah. And it kind of boiled over. So we're at, what was the last thing that we were at? Rachel emails that Connie wants to, no, not visitation yet, maybe. Yes, no, that was it, yeah. So we started with the visitation with the birth mom, which I discussed it already. So like if you've not watched it or didn't read it on Discord, I discussed it already. You can go back. But basically, the research seemed not enough because it doesn't fit what actually happens if you sign your rights and you give your baby up. You don't get them back. You don't get visitation rights. You don't get that anyway. But whatever, we'll just go with the book. So 23 is the visitation with Connie. And she says that she's not going to cause problems. Like she doesn't want the baby. She just wants to visit. So why are you a mom? But I didn't like so I think it's a little bit before the setup of the visitation, before you meet your mom. She's talking with Warren. Yeah. And he was just like, I put out an application. Oh, that's right. Yeah, for another apartment. Yeah. Yeah. And she was hoping that he was going to stay. And he was just like, please tell me if you want me to stay. I will. Do you want me to stay or not? Okay. So my realistic problem with that you need to make the decision that's best for your brother, not for your relationship or potential relationship. He did say that Luke, it was Luke's idea. Okay, true. You're right. Okay, that Luke wanted to stay. Okay. And then please stay. So Sarah commented, it says it seems forced high stakes without actual logic applied to how things work. True. I know it's like, you want to like force the proximity to make them fall in love. Okay. I understand that. I did like Warren's comment is he said show me your messy, and I was like, oh that's a good sentence. That's a good one. Sarah, I need some drama. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's funny. Yeah. So after they discussed that, you can stay, yay! And then he took off of his of work, and she was just like, "You took off for us?" And she falls in love with him more. So the three of them are going. While driving, she's like, keep the music on. I like that. I want you to keep it on. And he's like, why? And who is that? I want to know who it is. And he's like, that's mine. That's me. I was drumming. And her jaw just dropped. And she goes, I didn't know this about him. So it's just kind of an interesting conversation on the drive. She also just met him. So he does discuss about he gave up his band for his brother, and that's a hard thing. And she's like, no, you should keep doing it. Like, you're really good. You can do it after Luke is, done with school or whatever. So that was chapter 24. Willow had an appointment for the doctor because her heart's not good, and then it's better. Okay. I mean, sometimes medically yes, it does resolve on its own, but heart, no, it can, but it's not normally 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever. Like the timing, and I said that in Discord. I said the timing that how things how long something is, because the mom, Connie, is now clean for 6 months. So the baby is 6 months. But, a month ago that she immediately left birth and went to rehab. I don't know. I think the timing of the book is just, it doesn't, I don't know, because the last time that you saw the car being used was right after Luke, right? The school event, right after that or right before that. And is it 2 weeks later she's all better, or is it a month later? I don't know. timing does not match. Excuse me. A lot of time skips and not enough. Yeah. So a lot of time skips and not enough background information. 100%. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. There's not a lot of emotional depth. Okay. So chapter 25 is where Odette was Chloe's social worker growing up. But she has a close friendship with the mom, Connie, and has been helping her with her, her rehab, getting clean, not an alcoholic. So Odette now is not Chloe's social worker. She's Connie's best friend. And that is just, that is just weird. I don't like her because it seems like she forgot everything that really happened. And she's all about supporting Connie, but nothing with Chloe. She's asking her questions about Warren and I felt like when you work with that kind of field, as you need to have boundaries. Yeah. You can't be besties with your clients, like you said. She's acting like best friends, and it's just. However, she did mention she knew Odette from Connie for many years, and then Connie disappeared, and then she popped back up again because she's pregnant. Right. But she knew Connie because she was Chloe's social worker. She wasn't best friends with Connie, right? It wasn't that kind of a relationship. Ow. I have feelings. I have big feelings about Odette. And I love that name. I like her name, but whatever. The other word, but the right terminology, but the other word, but the person that you're trying to be best friends with, it's not necessary savior complex. Maybe. So she's trying to help, trying to fix everything. Because she said, your mom needs support right now. You need to push all this aside for her. All of your feelings and emotions. It needs to be only support. No. I don't need to do support her. I was 5. She left me when I was young. No. I was adopted by a different family, but just that character just irked me. Yeah. Oh, maybe. So Sarah, that's a good comment. Maybe the author just did a lot of different characters into one. Maybe. Yeah, I think that would have been better. If you had, so I would have preferred to see Rachel more maybe, and or have Odette be the best friend, but have Rachel, who was Chloe's social worker, and then also later Willow's. That could work and not make more characters. I don't know. But we're analyzing it deep. But it was a hard time. The visit, she was like, the first visit's the hardest. No, any visit's going to be hard because Connie doesn't want to be a mom. but she wants to visit and see the baby. You can't have it both ways. Maybe you can be an aunt, like, you know, like your auntie, maybe, but you don't get that kind of visitation rights. Yeah, that would have been a smarter idea. But more, let's just go ahead. So I want to talk about two important things. The first, when Odette asked about Warren and she's just asking about her the first time, Chloe admits that she is in love with Warren. She admitted it to herself. Oh, I'm in love with him. And then also, Connie told her, I don't want to adopt, or she just wants to visit. You have nothing to worry about. You will you'll get the adoption. Oh, and she just had that relief. So that was the two important things in that chapter. Yeah. Sorry. Sarah. I know. I already discussed that a lot. It's just funny. So the doctor's appointment went well. There was good news. The visitation went okay. It was a good day. And then after that, her adopted parents visit. Yes, for her birthday. Right. So understand, her mom, her adopted mom, Martina, Tom. Yeah. So understand, that's how she knows sign. So, because he's deaf. So they're visiting, and just understand, so 1 or 2 weeks before, she FaceTimed her mom and she said, no, I don't remember the exact time, but just let you know, I want to adopt Willow. I'm going to take care of her. And she's like, why? Why did her mom not tell her, to tell Tom about the whole situation, about the roommates and all of that? Because the mom doesn't sign. She signs, yes, but she doesn't want to sign. Yeah. Why not share that information? So if you remember, so this chapter is where I really realized how much, before we start the chapter, in the writer's note, the author's note at the beginning, it says, thank you to the deaf sensitivity readers we had, and that's it. I made a comment. Most times, if I do a deaf sensitivity read, or Desi does it, we get asked, how do you want to be acknowledged? Do you want your name? Do you just want your website or whatever? We get asked how to show it in the book. Who helped with the deaf sensitivity read? There's nothing that, and sometimes you don't, but it's not normal. That's a rare thing if you don't get asked how you want to have it shown. So there's nothing that's said. I need to tell. Yeah. So when I started reading this chapter, I was just angry because there's the mom and Warren are talking and they're not signing, but Warren keeps like looking over at Tom and Luke to make sure they're not paying attention and need him to sign. But the mom doesn't want a simcom. Like if you're at like a dinner with a group of people who all know sign and some are deaf, you simcom or you just sign and you don't talk. Like in a real life situation. Sorry, my dog. A real life situation. If we're hanging out with people who know sign, interpreters, deaf, hard of hearing, whatever, we still sign. We're not looking at conversations because there's a lot going on, so we're just signing to each other. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, I want to be part of that conversation, so I joined that conversation. Like, it's just weird that the mom who is signing and the Warren and they're, oh, you're looking over here so I don't have to sign. No, you do have to sign and they're in the room. There's no, and the mom starts it because she's not signing the entire time. And then like Chloe also at the beginning, she makes a comment. She goes, "Oh, sorry, it's hard to sign one hand with the baby." She's been doing it before. She's been holding Willow for 3 months and signing. Why is it hard now? I'm doing it right now, and I'm not like I don't have a baby. Like, just that comment. I was like, what? It can be. Some signs are hard, yes. But she was just introducing it. She was like, Dad, this is Luke and Warren. Like, that's it. Heather, yeah. I want to be realistic for a moment. With, oh my goodness, when holding the baby and they're complaining, we're both moms, yeah. We have children. We can hold a baby and sign and switch arms and sign with the other ones, hold a book, hold whatever and sign. And outside of home too, not just holding the kids, but like we have a bag or we're drinking or one hand. And if you want to be an author is talking about that, you can be realistic. Maybe say like, whew, the baby is heavy. I'm going to switch her to the other arm so I can sign with my other hand. Or something like, yeah, she could have put her on her lap so that you could sign or whatever. So she could have said, wait, let me like switch, because this is my better hand to sign. She could have said that. I've done that before because I use my right most times to sign. And so this is the better arm too. So I would, anyway, but it's not gonna be like fluent signing when you're scared of the baby. You don't want to have like, wow, I scared the baby now. So understand, you can put the baby down and sign. You don't have to act all like dramatic with your signings. It's this book. Oh, so Sarah, I didn't realize that. So there's Sarah commented and said that the author has a limb difference in one hand. She feels like she could think that through better. Yeah. Oh, okay. Heather, you're right. with FaceTime and TikTok, people are getting used to signing with one hand because you're holding to record and so you're signing. 100%. I've done that before. Yeah. So it was just comment after comment, or reading it, and you're just like, oh, that's not realistic. Like, that's not real life. That's not what happens. And then there's a comment about, Chloe was thinking, oh, I'm sure my dad is happy to have another person to sign with. Does he not communicate with his wife? I guess not. I guess not, because he had no idea about the situation. But so right now they're living in Spain, right? Because the mom is from there, in Spain, Barcelona. So surely there's a deaf community, and if they've been living there long, he probably knows the sign language there. Like, does he not have friends there? I don't know. Unrealistic. We're gonna say it again. Not thinking of everything. Oh, so there's a comment. I think Heather said it. Don't forget about the money. So for her birthday, they gave her some money for a flight to come visit her grandmother and told her what to do with it. And she said, I can't leave the country right now. I have Willow. I can't until she's adopted. And they're like, oh, no. Maybe Warren can stay with the baby. No. Oh, okay. Heather, I don't remember who said that. Oh, Eden. Come here. Come chat with me a little bit, moment. I got you a little bit of tea. So I did say, Tom seems protective of Martina. Martina, not so much. She is too much. She's too dramatic. And this mom character is triggering. I did not like the way she talked to Chloe. No. Especially about the money. And when she said, no, I can't, and then the mom continues on, what happens next? Warren starts to stand up for her. And he was like, there's the door. He did awesome. And he was just like, he's good with Willow. She's good with Willow. I've seen her taking care of her. If you don't like it, what she's doing, then it's her life. You can go. Yeah. So understand, while that discussion is happening and he's standing up, he told Luke to go to his room. Okay, it's adult conversation. It's not understandable. But when he's finished with that conversation, the parents decide to stay. They took it in, they kept their mouth shut. But where's Luke? He does not appear until later, a chapter later. He's still in his room. They didn't go get him. No. Okay. Sorry. Eden said the comment about the money. And also, Desi, I've added Eden here as a mod so that she can help Heather to make it a little bit easier. If Heather is sick or Eden is sick, we will have to. I'm really happy that Chloe, she stood up for herself. And then also Warren did too. So that's really good. But I just got angry in this chapter. And then after that, I just like pick everything that I saw. 1 minute. There's a comment, I think. More in Tabo. Yes, I'm deaf. And I'm hard of hearing. So we are discussing this book. It has a deaf character and a CODA. So welcome. It has sign on the page, and actually we did like how they show it. But also we never really see simcomming, but they say that they do it, but the signing doesn't change. So Did you see Hope's comment? Okay, she said, no wonder that Luke got jumped on by his dad. Like his dad could manipulate him because Chloe and Warren just ignore him. Because right after that is when he starts like acting weird. Okay, so that was chapter 26. 27, Luke is gone. He's still in his broom. There was a comment that Luke did later, like when he appeared again. He said, "Whew, I'm glad I was not adopted." And I want to, that was a really, broad phrase because not all adopted families are like that. Some can be, yes. He was in a foster home, group home. Luke was in a group home. So not all adopted families are like Chloe's. Not all of them are like that. Can be. So, Jetta, are you talking about what feels? Adoption? Fostering? I'm confused. I think I missed your first comment. Yes. 100%. That was one thing that we really wanted, is we wanted more of Luke's point of view and how he really feels. So that's how I feel about that. I already know, I was commenting, I want more of Luke. And then also I want to add, I wish we had more of Tom and Luke. Yeah. Well, so they're both chatting. So I understand why we don't. And I'm going to do for a moment. So I learned when editing my book last month. I had a lot of edits because when I wrote the book, I did everyone's point of view, all around, not just the main character. And that makes a big book. And then also it can be confusing because you have everyone, you follow everyone a little bit to see what really happens in the story. But, oh, thank you. But that's hard because you're really supposed to only follow the main characters, or, dual point of view, like the female and the male, or both females, depending on the kind of book you're reading. So I had to like delete out a lot of background information and then figure out how to share it a different way. So I feel like this, because Chloe and Warren are the main characters, you're only really going to see Chloe's point of view because it's not dual point of view. It's just Chloe. I mean, maybe short page, not full chapter, but maybe a short discuss dialogue between the two of them would be kind of cool. Or could have like Warren asking, "Hey, what are you chatting about?" And then they could describe it and like, and have them bring them into the conversation. I was really tired of Chloe's point of view too. So I know that Heather is answering questions about deaf writers. Yes, this is a hearing writer. They're not deaf, but we have a few books. Desi, do you have them close to you? They're over there. Okay. So J.D. Mills, Secrets Don't Stay Buried. We read that in October. They're deaf. AC, and she had a name change. Nightingale has 2 books released. She's hard of hearing. The daisy chain reaction and then the daisy chain collapse. Kelly Andrews is hard of hearing, right? Yes, hard of hearing. She has 3 books. 4, 3, 3. The Whispering Dark. The 4th one is coming out. Doesn't think it has a deaf character. The Whispering Dark. Your Blood, My Bones. It doesn't have a deaf character, but is written by a hard of hearing author. I Am Made of Death, and they're mute in the last one, so they're signing. There's an interpreter. There's a few more. Allison Gervais is late deafened, has 2 books, 3 books. Two has deaf characters. Amelia Loken is late deafened, has Unravel. That was our very first book we read for the club. So there's a lot. There's more now than before. Like we're finding more and more deaf and hard of hearing authors and deaf and hard of hearing books, but that's why we want to analyze and see them. Anyway, and not just deaf and hard of hearing authors, but hearing authors that we're seeing. Is this an actual like research about deaf culture, or did they sit down with the deaf person and is it accurate? So this is a hearing author. It's really not accurate. So I'm excited for this one. It will be a change. Okay. Hello, daisy chain. Oh, nightingale. Bird? No. So, we deviated. Sorry. It's fine. No, it's not things. We're just like deviation, squirrel. So after all of this, both Chloe and Warren admit that they love each other. And then Luke's like, oh, so you're okay with us together? They asked him. He said, yeah, that's fine. But I don't want to mess this up, so just be careful. And also, don't have sex on the... So there's the kissy parts. And then, this is also not realistic. She, all of a sudden, remembers she's on her period. That was weird. That was just weird. I mean, when the woman is on that time of the month, maybe you feel like sexy and maybe you feel, ugh. Go away. I don't want you. Yeah. But it's like 50-50. But you don't forget. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. No. Yeah. Okay. I feel like she had to have that kind of part in the book. I think it's a little bit weird that they admitted that they love each other first. Like, it was just a little bit weird for me. And it was very quick. And then she's like, oh, wait, never mind, forget it. I can't tonight. And then Warren asks her on a date. And he's like, are you busy? Was Friday or this weekend? And she goes, no, I have girls' night Friday night. And he goes, okay, I'm going to take you on a date Saturday. And that was really nice. He goes, you'll be okay, right, Saturday? So, welcome, Cass. That's amazing that you graduated. Congratulations. Also, did you see my comment? I said, so Willow is just upstairs by herself. The baby who's 6 months is in an open room by herself while Chloe and Warren are in the same bed. I mean, true, they did that. Just, it was a little bit weird. Maybe the baby monitor, but I mean, around 3 months, 6 months, the baby is asleep, sleeps longer. Yeah, it seemed weird. And then in a later chapter, they were upstairs. It was after the girls' night. Like, Warren is waiting in her bed, and I'm like, Willow's in the room. You need to check the diaper. You need to make sure she's fed. No, they just have sex. So hold on, before that, the friend thing, you remember Warren gave her a nickname, and it's Dove, yeah, but it was really important later, yeah, and the explanation of the name is really sweet. Like, he said, yeah, it means peace. Like, he said, like, growing up, he was just angry all the time. And, like, with her, he can find peace, which is really sweet. Yeah. Sorry, my nose. So with the friends, I feel like her friends, they're pretty good friends. She's lucky to have them. They support her. I feel like she explained a little bit about why she didn't like tell them before, and she wasn't honest. And like now they can be friends, but also at the same time, I kind of feel like they just popped up out of like, they're happy, they're going along in the book. There's no one. You have Chloe, you have Warren, you have Luke and Willow, but no friends, nothing like that. And then all of a sudden, you have two new characters. But it was setting it up for the next book, I think. Yes, so they were very comedic, and it felt like the bag, like the present the gift was really funny. They said, "This is everything a new mom needs, right?" And so you had coffee. What was the second thing? You had a sex toy. What was the last thing that they had? I can't remember. I can find it. Oh, a motivational like cup. That. So I want to highlight the part where while Warren is meeting the friends, and then he finds out that they applied for the apartment that he originally applied for, and it was like the stars collided at this moment. It says, "Oh, good thing I didn't take that apartment. That it meant for them." So everything just worked out. But before that, they literally moved back to help her take care of the baby. I mean, some people are out there like that and supportive. True, but it seemed strange since they didn't have a strong relationship at the time. It felt like they were just casual friends, not really like deep friends that would do that. Right? Those are some good friends to like move back to help her. It did give me feelings in the heart. Yeah, I got you the feelings. Good. I did like the quote related with that. The friendship, the moving back. She said, "My people were with me the whole time. I just had to let them in." Yeah. Yeah. So this is also where you see Luke is acting strange, and they're not worried about it. Warren is more about PDA and kissing her in front of her friends. So Sarah said, the more I think about it, the more this story seems like feeling that the author was trying to recreate her first book without making it too obvious." Really, her first book? Is this similar? Yeah. So we have the date. Yes, so Luke being like him acting weird, it just popped up, and they needed to have another dramatic moment. True. A psych student would have like, oh, they would want to like study and like, okay. So the next chapter is Chloe is discussing with Luke what to do, all of this, because he's going to take care of Willow while she goes on a date with Warren. But I did like Warren's quote. He says, "I'll take any version of you I can get." So it doesn't matter if you're dressed up or if you're comfy, like relax, like whatever. I just want you. And I felt like that was really good. Oh, that sounds fun. I like that book, Sarah. 30. I didn't put down a lot. I just said Luke babysat Willow and then said, "Good job. You can go with friends on your birthday. No curfew." Yeah. Okay. I feel like that was a big trust. That's a really big deal to babysit Willow. Yeah. Yes, the story overall just wasn't like deep enough, like emotional enough, nothing like that. Something would happen and then it would rush to finish and like fix and solve it. That. So the date, 31, he's nervous. He wants it to go well. It was a fancy restaurant. They had champagne to drink that his bosses paid for. And then he said, "Don't look at the prices," and then both got the cheapest thing. I was like, okay, whatever. And then there was a comment and I just got annoyed with her. She said, oh, she's a little bit disappointed that he's following the date rules. But she's never been on a date before. And if she like loves him, she should be happy that they're going out together. Welcome. There's a CODA here. Hi, hello. Hi, Justin. Yes. So, anyway, I just felt I was a little bit bitchy. This is the book we're reading. We're almost to the last part. Probably just need to hurry it up. 32. Warren wrote her a song, and that was really sweet. I felt like that was really sweet. It was cheesy but cute, yeah. And then we're on, oh, they did glow in the dark. Yeah, they did that. That was kind of fun. I was a little bit worried. I'm like, is that like an open place where people do that? But okay, sure, fine. Let's see. Trying to find my notes. Okay, and then they go home. They immediately get together. TikTok, gonna sign it. Yeah, that. This is sex time. Spicy time. But understand, being realistic right there. I go in and immediately, in the apartment and the little brother is babysitting baby sister, right? And you're not gonna go check on them? No. Warren does. But Chloe does not. You stay right there. And then she gets naked. Yeah, so Eden, that was a weird, the golf thing was weird. I don't know, I just ignored it. So that, like, check on them. So Luke is almost 16, or just, no, not yet. That's like soon. He will be 16, so he's, yeah. It's just, okay. The first time that he's watching her, you're not going to go in there and say, hey, how's everything? Does she complain? Like, and yeah, they're just horny. So maybe that's the difference. Well, no, I mean, she's acting like a mom. And then, so surely she would want to go see her. It was weird. That was a really weird part. Hashtag team up. Yeah. So chapter 35. Chloe is concerned about Willow like calling her mom and being a mother, not a sister, all of this. She's adopting her, and I know that Willow will be aware she's her sister, but also she is her mom. She's not just a sister. So I kind of felt like that was weird. But you had Emily had, like her friend was really supported her and like was positive to everything and saying that it'll be okay, she'll have a good life, that kind of thing. Do you have anything for chapter 35? It's a girls' night. She had a girls' night. And she was telling, so I put down, they go to girls' night and they visit with Connie and it seemed to go well. And maybe we'll have custody for sure. And then I said, notice that she was really confident in joining with the bantering with her friends before she did it, but now she has more confidence because she did it with Warren and banters with him, and so she feels like she can do it with them. So it was funny. It also seemed like it was a week later that they had the girls' night again with the time. So Catherine said she would forget that Chloe was her sister because she acted like her mom. That, yes. She is basically a mom. She's not a big sister, an older sister. So they also, the girls are hanging out and they're just talking about Warren, really. Let's be honest. There was one quote that I put down. There's no loneliness left inside. It's gone. I'm filled up. And I feel like I never want to forget. Yeah, I added that. Yeah, so she's all filled up. So that was really sweet. Chapter 36. So I applaud Warren for saying that he doesn't sleep with drunk girls. So I was like, I applauded that. And then she showed him that she was not drunk, and so proceeded in the room with baby. Okay, so chapter 37. I said that I understand the feeling you're happy, and so you know something will happen and make everything just mess up. Like, and so I like got that feeling. I think it depends on the person and how comfortable they are. It's the issue I have with it Willow is not adopted yet. CPS could have a problem with that if they were aware. So, true. Chapter 37, yes, that. So I didn't put down a lot of notes on that one. I just said, they're worried about Luke. He's becoming more distant and more moody, and looking over and said, "What's wrong with him? He doesn't seem okay to you." And then they talked about their future. If possible, maybe we get married in the future. Maybe we can change our name. Both names, not just like hers. So the interesting thing, two things. One, they talked about marriage often. Like, before they really got together, they were talking about marriage. Warren tells the social worker, Rachel, that he's worried and said maybe he needs therapy. And she's like, "Oh, he's just a boy." And I was like, what? Yeah, Warren's in therapy. Yeah. Why not Luke? Oh, he's a teen. He doesn't need therapy. He's fine. Excuse me? Okay. So chapter, I don't know, Eden. I don't know. This whole thing with the social worker and the deaf rep, and I'm going, does it match? Hello, ASL. I think I missed a comment. No, apparently not, Heather. He said that he wanted to put Luke in therapy. And she's like, he's fine. True. Did I miss any comments? Are we okay? I don't know. Okay. They seem to be disappearing. Okay. Cool. Hi, Leisha. Are you have a question? I see some like emojis in ASL, but I don't know what the question is. I think I missed her question. If you can add it, can you add it again, please? Okay. So chapter 38 is the birthday. Is Luke's birthday. And so, hi Brian. Anyways, so he asked for a text-to-speech watch. Oh, right. Now I remember why. It's mentioned later, but okay. We'll explain why and we'll get to that. Watch and camping things. And I guess it was not what he asked for, but he seemed happy, and so Chloe gave him like camping things so they can do a family camping trip. And then it was like almost immediately after that, like Warren gets angry. Luke disappears to his room because Luke tells him, I want to go back and live with my dad. So Warren scares Chloe and Willow because he punches the wall. Well, so Luke, just let you know, Luke has been sneaking around and talking to his dad behind Warren's back, and he did not know. So Warren didn't know that his dad was manipulating Luke. And then said, I want to live with dad. So Warren didn't know anything about this and didn't know the whole story, why Luke was meeting up with his dad. And so he just blew up. He got really angry and he hit the wall. He punched the wall. And then, so Chloe said, no. She said, leave. You're not going to stay here angry, because she got scared. And Willow was scared. And she was crying. So there was a quote before we continue, but it said, Chloe said, I told him to leave. The worst possible thing I could say to someone who's never been allowed to stay. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good quote. Hi, Alicia. So we are the co-host for the Definitely Readers Book Club. We read books that have deaf and hard of hearing characters or are written by deaf and hard of hearing authors. And we analyze them for deaf representation to see if it's accurate, if it's not, if it's a good recommendation, if it's not. Personally, no. Cute, can ignore. If you're hearing and you want to just ignore the deaf rep, okay, it's cute. But no, it's not good representation. It's not accurate. So I'm hard of hearing and I'm simcomming. Desi is deaf and I'm voice interpreting for Desi to make sure that it's accessible for the hearing audience. Hello, nice to meet you. So if you have any questions, just let us know. We're happy to answer. I know that Warren said before that he had anger issues. I'm looking at my notes. But it didn't seem like he had punched something before. It just seemed like he was angry. And that's really like worrisome. Like he blew up so fast, but maybe it's his dad. We don't know. So he leaves. I put down, had whiplash about the anger because he got really angry easily. Yeah, he's in therapy and he's learning to manage his anger. And his situation is really different. Like, I understand he can get angry, but he did scare both the girls and the baby especially. And so he left the apartment. Chloe goes in to talk with Luke to find out like what's happening. Like she's upset, they're crying. And Luke tells her, well, my dad needs the money. It's not your job You are the kid. Like, do you want to live with him? No, but he needs the money that Warren is getting for me. So he's talking with his dad for 2 months. 2 months. So where's that time? Because he didn't seem like he was acting out that long of a time. Right? So he's talking, it started with that dinner. Yeah. Maybe he goes into his room, maybe, and he's texting his dad. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, my ears are hurting a little bit. I'm red from blowing my nose. So Jenna, yes, it does. Same for me. It makes me sad how kids want to help their parents and they should not be worried about it. Now, okay, I'm gonna pause and discuss money for a minute. Just blood. So my husband and I have discussions already with our kids, and they're 7 and 4. So we already are having discussions about money, how much something costs. If they want to buy this, we will pay half. If it's something that they don't need, like a toy. Like if they want to buy, like to buy and pay for a toy, we will contribute, half of it, so like $25, and it's the $30 toy. They will have to pay for that $5 themselves. So like we're discussing like how they can budget, how they can save money. Like we're already like starting that kind of like discussions. But we would never make them like this kind of thing, like where they're worried about like covering like the rent or that kind of thing. Like, no. But I do think it's good to have discussions with your kids about money and how to budget, and like let them help buy that toy themselves with their money, because they'll feel proud and like I bought it myself, kind of thing. So I think about with Luke's background. I don't think he was taught that. No, 100% not. And honestly, I'm not sure how many, maybe more now, but it was something my husband learned. But I will be honest, I never really learned this until college, until I started working in high school. Like when I started working is when I started learning like how to budget and like all of this kind of thing. So anyways, I do think letting kids learn about money early is fine. I don't think they need to worry about their parents and trying to cover for things. Like Luke is being manipulated to do that. So I deviated. But you're right about the kids need to learn about money. And it's a good life skill, yes. So they got money for Christmas, for their birthday, and they can go and buy, and I want to buy, you have your birthday money, and you can use it. So that. But with the part of the kids having to worry about their parents, that has happened because, so real life, my husband did discuss and was worried about the budget, that we were a little bit desperate for money, and how could we move some over for the bills, and they heard. And she was like, oh, I can give you your money. Yeah. And you're just like, so it's a little bit different with Luke. His dad is like, I need money now, give me money now, and it's manipulating him. But it's different. It was hard. And she was like, oh, I can help you, Mom. I have money. Oh, no, 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 no. So that's funny. Was this some... Yeah, okay. So my oldest, we have a budget for like eating out, right? We budget for everything. And every Sunday, we go and we eat breakfast. Oh, thank you. We eat breakfast at like Panera or something similar. But we have a budget for eating out. So if we don't have enough in the month to eat out, we will stay home that Sunday before we go to church or whatever, and we'll eat at home. Well, thank you. One of the days we didn't have enough, like it was not in the budget, the same thing. And we said, oh, we have to stay home to eat breakfast here. And my oldest said, no, I want to go. It's our normal like Sunday routine. And we're like, no, we don't have the budget money. And he went upstairs, got his save jar of money. And he goes, I have enough. How much? And I was like, no, you're not paying for us. Like, this is the lesson. If you don't have enough, you have to wait until the next week. Like, this is a lesson we're trying to teach you. Thank you for being willing to share your money, but we're the adults. We're paying for your breakfast. Like, thank you. Hello. Hey, Amy. Welcome. That's awesome that you're training to be an interpreter. Keep going. We need more interpreters. So normally the live is on Wednesday nights. We couldn't do it yesterday, but we're here today, so we're gonna win. Okay. Hope to see you on Wednesday. Okay, so back to the book. I deviated. So I did write at the beginning, before she walked in to chat with Luke, I said, is she worried about Warren or Luke? Because it seemed like she said, hey, Warren is mad and he left. What happened? What's going on? Like, what's going on? And then also I said, no, do not call his father and do the conversation that way. So if it's a video call, maybe, but the problem is if he's having Warren interpret, because the dad does not know ASL, no idea ASL. He's learning. And so the dad will think that Warren is not telling him everything that's happening. So Eden, I agree. I felt like that was a part of Luke was there the longest, like the chat, the whole book, yeah. So you see Luke a little bit, and then that was the like biggest focus. And you can read a lot about him. And then at the end of the chapter, she calls her friend Emily and says, hey, can you come and take care? Yeah. And I thought that was really sweet because she immediately said, yes. Emily, yeah. Take care of Willow. That's right, because she decided to go, so let Luke stay home. I don't know why. And then she goes to the dad's apartment. Yeah. So I honestly think it was probably a good idea that Luke did not go, because she saw his dad And then she was like driving around trying to find Warren. So Luke would become more upset, but she did say, you can't go out tonight with your friends. Another day, because we've promised, but for tonight, no, stay home. Why did Emily come over when she could just drop off at Emily's? Because she was really taking care of both kids, since Luke was upset, like making sure he was okay too, I think. My personal opinion. Yes, that. She tells Edith, she says, I will text you when I know more. And then she never texts him until like way later. Again, unrealistic. She should have went to stay at Emily's. Yeah. Well, no. She didn't have a car. She borrowed Emily's car. So she dropped off. No. Emily drove to the apartment, let her borrow the car, and she stayed at the apartment. Right? I thought it was the other way around. Oh. I didn't remember that part. But when she arrived at the dad's house, he's a character. He's awful. I can just imagine this like guy opening the door. What are you doing here? Yeah. He's drunk. He doesn't take care of himself. And it's just, wow, like I can just imagine fitting like the conversation about what Warren has talked about his dad. I can get it, yeah. Okay, hey. Yes, that. Hope CPS would not allow Luke to live there. Okay, so she meets his dad, and she's just like, what? Oh, okay. Where's Warren? Is he here? No, he's already left. All this blah blah blah. He blew up long at me. He blames his dad. So your anger issues can start with events in your life that are surrounding by other people. Yes. But you can't always blame them for your anger issues. You have to own it. Yes. That. Sarah said CPS didn't exist for anything beyond the first playground. I mean, you're right. Yes, but like, so he blows up and he blames his dad and says, "It's your fault that I blew up and I ruined the good thing that I had in my life." No, you're not dealing with your anger and your blow-ups is what is causing you to ruin your life. Did traumatic events happen before? Maybe start the process of your blow-ups? Yes. But now you're in therapy to manage that. Accept it. It's your fault. You blew up. I did note down that he blew up because of his dad, and then blamed him for his own behavior. Not his dad's behavior. His dad is not the one who hit the wall. Warren did. So instead of him like taking the blame, just you hit the wall. But before that, the blow-ups on Chloe because he's not telling him about Luke and missing school and all of this. And so like he's blaming everyone. Yeah. You're in control of your behavior. 100%. That. Yeah. So Chloe, so she tells him off. Yeah. And his dad's just like, okay. And then he just worked, when she went to the workplace, and she went there and said, have you seen Warren? And they're like, no, but if he disappears, he wants you to chase him. Girl, I'm trying, but also, like, I know it's like that people want you to prove that you're really in love, like you're really in love, and that you really love. They want you to prove it by chasing and making sure you stay. But you can only do that so much before you're done. And it seems like the whole book, like Chloe has tried, and Warren has just left, not trusted, blown up, all of these things. So I put down, why does Chloe have to chase him? What for? And then I added, how about owning up to your mistakes and facing it instead of running away? Because he'd have to be an adult. No, they didn't know each other. I agree. Like, they didn't really know each other. And it's just, oh, I love you. I love you. We're together now. We're in a relationship. Okay? You play drums? I didn't know that. You don't know me. That's why. Anyway. So she calls his friend Matt, who says, oh, Warren already left. That's how he answers the phone. Okay, where did he go? I don't know. Okay. So hotel maybe. And then so she's looking, 3 hotels. No. Like, what's next? Yeah, that. Yeah. You have to develop the relationship. So she finally texts Luke to tell him what she's doing. And she becomes, like, charming to see if she can get some information at a hotel. Hello. Oh, so AC is here. Hi. Welcome. We're discussing this book. We will say that your book has a much better deaf representation. And like, we're begging. Yeah. She's begging for information, and yes, just not gonna work. Like, whatever. And she's whatever. So, right? So that last hotel, she's just like, she saw his car, and then she goes, hey, hey, and she goes in. And so the woman, the Stevie prior, tried to ask her, she had tried to ask, do you have this person? And she's like, I can't give out the names. Of course. But luckily, she sees Warren. He shows up. Yeah. And then she's right, he's right there, and she's right behind him. Hey, you can't park here. And I thought that was really funny. It was cute. It was their original, like, meet cute. Yeah, their meet cute. So AC, honestly, if you want to ignore social workers issues, relationship issues, and deaf representation issues, okay, but no. You see her face. This is my deaf. No. Yeah, Sarah, ignore everything and the book can be fine. I'll pass. I'm good. Then so she tells Warren, she says, okay, like, I want you to come back. Like, everything's okay. Luke doesn't want to leave. Like, and they talk. She says, you can't just leave. Like, no, you can't blow up, but stay. Good. So I put down when she said that part, I said, she's right about that. Why? You don't want to always keep reassuring him that she'll become burnout. It's exhausting with trying to always reassure. So, Sarah, was that other book the one you mentioned before? Because it sounds interesting. So, what I did like at the last chapter is I liked her explanation of her keys. She had 8 to start with, and she said, I kept everyone from the homes that I lived in, but now my only 2, the apartment and your car key, because you're my home. And I was like, that's sweet. So that was a good, like, but all the other stuff, yeah, that was good, but all the other stuff. And then we have 2, like, epilogues, but if you have the audiobook, you only get 1. So Eden or Hope said that they didn't Hope, yeah. So you comment maybe they added later. So this is the second edition, this release. So it was added later. Yeah, it had to be. That was the only reason behind it. Like, out on a limb. Oh, okay. Hey, so Sarah, you said that she has a limb difference, right? So maybe that's why it's a better book, because she already has that experience. Okay. Like, now, like, when we get to the endings, I'm just picking. It was weird that she didn't have both of the endings. So I think, like, when I was reading the ending, I started, like, really picking things. I was like, so Willow's first cake was not with Chloe, but with her birth mom, who she didn't see often. And they were celebrating Connie's 1 year alcohol, you know, like clean, no more alcohol. They were celebrating that, not really Willow's first birthday. I was like, well, okay. Luke didn't get in the picture with Warren and Chloe and the baby. Like, what? Why not? Like, her parents are there. Her adopted parents are there. And guess who is not there? Bryce. True. But Matt was there. Matt was dating or flirting with Lane, I think, right? I don't know. So, and then they're celebrating the adoption. Yes, not just Willow's birthday. I'm sorry. Like, why not separate them? Okay, it's fine. That's a personal opinion. So her birthday, her adoption, and then they get engaged. He proposed. And he's not simcomming or signing. And Chloe realizes that's why her parents come, her adopted parents come, is because she gets engaged. I am curious if Luke will be included in the Dove last name, because they're going to use that name to be their last name. It didn't mention that. Yeah. The proposal. Yeah. I was just like, what is he doing? Yes. So Sarah, they really celebrated the day before. Connie was clean for 1 year. Oh, and also it's Willow's birthday. Okay. And then the next day, they're celebrating the adoption, her birthday, and then all of a sudden he proposes. So who is actually celebrating Willow's birthday? No one. And then I guess she's also now on good relationship with her adopted parents. I did find one quote that I did like here. It says, Warren has always been good at that, creating a moment where nothing seems to exist or matter, where time pauses, where loneliness disappears. I thought that was a good quote. Yes, that's a lot of celebrations for one event. The proposal was not simcomming at all. Like, there's no signing. So Luke, who is deaf, and his brother, and Tom, her adopted dad, couldn't understand because Luke doesn't lip read. It specifically says Luke doesn't lip read. He's never felt the need to do that. He will only sign. I wish I said this. I will say this. On my wedding day, I simcommed because I had some hearing and deaf in the audience there. But my husband chose to be voice off and sign. Oh, that's sweet. And I didn't expect that. I was expecting simcomm, but he decided he wanted to be voice off for me to read his vows, not them. And I found out that later, they were asking, what did you say? What was your vows? And he goes, that's between me and her. So why not do that. Why not? I know. Yeah, like, so, yeah. So, needless to say, yeah, it's later, yeah. So there's 4 years later, so, right. So there's one more, there's a bonus epilogue. Yes, just poof, everything's fine. So, okay, but this epilogue is Warren's point of view. It's not Chloe's. It's the first time you see his point of view. I had an issue with they are in the loft bedroom and Willow is hearing. They're in an open bedroom. They're still upstairs. So Willow is in Luke's old room. I had an issue. So Willow is she's 4 or 5. Yes. Why did they not leave that room for when Luke visits or another person visits? There's no privacy and you have a hearing. Okay. So Willow she's starting kindergarten the next day. Warren thinks of her like his daughter. She calls him dad, but she calls Chloe Lolo. Yeah, that. And I guess it's because she knows that she's her sister. I still think it's weird because you are her mom. So does she call Connie mom? I don't know. So Luke lives in Spain, Barcelona, with Chloe's adopted parents. Like, again, with the time jump. So he's graduated high school and he's traveling because it's 4 years later. He's graduated high school. He's traveling he's in college there. And then also he's doing I feel like she took from the, Seek the World, the deaf travelers. They have the blog. I feel like it's that. Yeah, Seek the World. And there's another one. Yeah. So everything in this book has been, you always have drama in a book, right? Like, fine. But it's made up drama for forcing proximity or making them go through something, but they never solve anything. This whole thing with the adopted parents. They told her not to adopt Willow because she was young and she needed to live first and she didn't need to be a mom yet. It's her sister. She's not going to let her sister go into care. She wants her, and they didn't support that. And then they try to pay her off and say, come visit, but leave the baby. You're not just done with that. You don't just change your mind. but they can take care of Luke. And I think they did it so Tom could have a friend to sign. Like, also, the mom, like the adopted mom, doesn't like signing, and she makes her husband read her lips instead of signing. It's this story is just like the whole time. I felt like CPS, if she had asked, would have moved her presentation so she could go and drop off Willow. I didn't agree. Warren wants another baby, and Chloe's like, no, not yet. Like, I want to be like, you know, a setup with like work financially. I'm not ready yet, which is fine. That's understandable. So I said, personally, I will probably be adding this to my little free library because it's not going to be a reread. It's not going to go on my deaf shelf. You know, like, I'm going to keep it. If someone wants to borrow it, fine. So, any things that I've missed? Time. Time jumps. That just hops in here. Yeah. That. How many underdeveloped things can we just add? Oh man. Yeah. Very, very, very much. So this one is done. Tomorrow I will be posting. So if you read it with us and you're doing the deaf reading challenge, this does count for ASL on the page. So yay, one book you're done with. So I'm gonna post like a check mark for tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, but it's fine. Tomorrow is fine. And then the next book, the second challenge, is the deaf, hard of hearing romance. Technically, this could count, but it's fine. So next month, sorry to our readers about the annoying romance, but this one is more fantasy with a subplot of romance. So hopefully it's not going to be deeply romance. It's not gonna be spicy. So The Witch Who Trades with Death. The first 15 chapters for next week is about 97 pages. So AC, we do the discussion on Discord. So the link is up in our bios, or I can send it to you on Discord to invite you, and we just do the book discussions there. Sometimes we try to do like a Discord like group like pop-up, but it was weird the last two times we tried, so this is kind of where we discuss things now. But we read like 10, 15 chapters a week. It's not a lot. We do one book a month. And this year we're doing the deaf reading challenge that we created with different like categories. And at the end of the year, if you do it all, we'll put your names and a bucket, a bowl, to pick 3 people to get some definitely readers and signs and stories like merch, like shirt, bag. I don't know. It'll be up to you to decide what you want. Heather, same. We couldn't figure it out. We just flipped. So, The Witch Who Trades with Death is this one. It is an audiobook, this book, and it does have trigger warnings. Yeah, this one has trigger warnings. So for your health mentally, it's okay. Yeah, so like, take care of yourself. I don't know, but I think I'll be fine with it. There are a few things I won't read, but it seemed interesting. Oh, awesome, Sarah. Yeah. So check on that and see. We won't be doing the drawing until the end of the year, but we will be keeping up with it, and you can do more. That counts too. Yes, they're very clear and specific. But I'm excited for this. I'm excited. And it's pretty. And Heather let me know that the author is on here, and they're the ones who created, is it Cat Cafe? It was a TikTok like short videos. It's Cafe Latte. The author created that like show on TikTok. Yes, if you miss, you can always catch up. It will be added. I'm trying this year, my goal to add the videos to YouTube if you want to catch up is by the end of the week that we do it. So like by Saturday of that week to have them uploaded to YouTube, to make sure that you have time to watch if you want to, or listen, depending. Anyways, if you miss, it's okay, you can catch up and we'll be happy to see you guys. I think we're finished. Wow, it's a little bit late. Sorry, this one was a long one because we were trying to catch up for two weeks. So anyway, yay, so this is the next book. I'm excited. So the first meeting is the 4th, February 4th. Okay, good night. Bye, Eden. Yes. And then typically in the 3rd week we'll have a vote for March. And if you have any recommendations you want us to add to the vote, you can always contact us. And we contact some people to get recommendations. But the next one will be another fantasy or sci-fi. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that one. Yeah. Okay. I think we're done for tonight. Yes, thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to join the Discord or follow us on Instagram. We have an account there too, or here, whatever, but we're happy to see everyone. Happy reading. Stay safe. Good night. Bye.